Welcome to Chitku's classroom.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Chitku's classroom. So today we'll be learning about parts of a flower, okay? So all the flowers develop from buds, right? This is a bud, and after a few days the bud will grow into a flower. So all the flower develop from buds, okay? Next, the flower is attached to the stem or a branch of a plant. So the flower is attached to the stem or a branch of a plant. So it is attached to the stem of a plant, okay, by the pedicle. The pedicle helps to attach the stem to the flower, okay. So this is the pedicle over here, okay. So you saw here, right? This is the pedicle over here. Here, this is the pedicle. So the pedicle, the flower is attached to the stem or branch with the help of a plant by pedicle, okay. P-E-D-I-C-E-L, pedicle. So this is the pedicle over here. It helps us to attach the stem or a branch of a plant, okay. Next, the pedicle has a swollen tip, receptacle. So the pedicle has a swollen tip over here. So that tip is called receptacle, okay. Receptacle holds the four whorls of a flower. So this receptacle holds the four whorls of a flower. The four whorls are sepals, petals, stamen and pistil. So here's the receptacle. So it's holding the sepals over here, the pistil, the stamens and the petals. So it's holding all the four whorls of a flower. So that is the parts of a plant. Before we learn in detail about the parts of a flower, we'll see where every part of a flower is, okay? So this is the pedicle over here. We already learned about the pedicle. The pedicle attaches the stem or a branch. The flower is attached to the stem or branch with the help of the pedicle, okay? So next, the pedicle has a swollen tip. The swollen tip over here is called the receptacle, okay? And above the receptacle, these are the sepals. And I want to tell you that the receptacle holds the four whorls of a flower, okay? Let's learn about the four whorls of a flower. So the first whorl is the sepals. These are the sepals, okay? The second whorl are the petals over here, okay? The third whorl is the stamen. It has two parts, okay? Next, this is the pistil. The pistil has three parts and it forms the fourth whorl of a flower. So as you can see, the receptacle holds these all four whorls: sepals, petals, pistil and stamen. Here is the stamen. This is the pistil. These are the petals, the brightly colored petals. The brightly colored parts of the flower are petals, these, okay? Next, these are the sepals. And this is the pedicle and the receptacle. So now let's learn in detail about the parts of a flower. So now let's learn about sepals. Okay, let's learn about detail in sepals. So it's the first whorl of a flower. So I already showed you in the before picture that the sepals are the first whorl of a flower. Okay. So here you can see the image. So these are the sepals over here. Okay. These are the sepals. So they are the green color and outermost leaf-like structures. So they are green and outermost leaf-like structures. Okay. So they form the first whorl of a flower, and they are the green color outermost leaf-like structure. Okay. Next, about the function. So what do the sepals do to help in the process of pollination? Okay. So the function: protect the flower in its bud stage before it blooms. So here, as you can see, this is not a flower yet. It's the bud stage. Okay. It's still a bud, and the sepals protect the flower in the bud stage before it blooms, okay? Before it turns into a flower, okay? So that's the function, and that's about the sepals, okay? Okay, so now let's learn about petals. Before we learn about sepals, now let's learn about petals, okay? They form the second whorl of a flower. So the sepals form the first whorl and the petals from the second whorl. So here, they are bright color and most attractive. Okay. So here you can see they are brightly colored and they are most attractive. Okay. Most of the petals are scented. So most of the petals are scented. They have a nice smell. Okay. the function to attract insects such as butterflies and bees. So every part of the flower needs to help in the process of pollination, right? So the main function of the petals is to attract insects such as butterflies and bees. So here, this petal, the petals are attracting the butterfly, so the butterfly can pollinate the flower, okay? So here is the butterfly and look here, it's pollinating the flower. So that's all about the petals. Now let's learn about the stamen. Okay, so now let's learn about stamen, okay? So it forms third whorl of a flower, okay? We already learned that stamen forms the third whorl of a flower. So here this is the stamen, okay? It is the male reproductive part of a flower, okay? It has two parts, the filament and the anther. So you can see right here, the stamen is the third whorl of a flower. It has two parts, namely anther and the filament. So this is the anther and this is the filament, okay? Next, so here is the anther and the filament, okay? The anther, filament. So this is the stamen over here, and then the anther and the. So you can see this is the stamen over here. The stamen has two parts, anther and filament, okay? So look here, anther and filament, okay? Next, the filament is long. It's long and thin, hair-like structures, okay? The filament is long, thin, hair-like structures. Next, the anther is yellow sac-like or bilobe structure. So here is it's like a bilobe structure. It has two, it's a bilobe structure, and it's also like a yellowish sac-like, okay, structure on the filament, okay. Next, anther has fine powdery particles. So you can see there are fine powdery particles over here, right? So those fine powdery particles are called the pollen grains. The pollen grains contain the male reproductive cells, okay? So these are the pollen grains in the anther. Okay, I hope you understand about stamen. Now let's learn about the pistil, okay? The pistil forms the fourth whorl of a flower. It is the female reproductive part of a flower. So it forms the fourth whorl and it is the female reproductive part. So before we learn about stamen, the stamen is the male reproductive part. So next, the female is the female reproductive part of a flower. The pistil has one or more reproductive units, carpels. Okay, so the pistil has one or more reproductive units called the carpels. Okay, each carpel has three parts. Those three parts are ovary, style, and stigma. So let's learn about the ovary first. Okay, the ovary is the swollen bottom part of the carpel. So the bottom part of the carpel is called the ovary. So this is the ovary. It is the small swollen bottom part of the carpel. It contains small egg-like structures called the ovules. So here they're like egg-like structures, so they are called ovules. Okay. So inside the ovary there are ovules. Next, the ovules contain female reproductive cells called the ova. So here the ovules contain some female reproductive cells called the ova. Okay. So the female reproductive cells, because the pistil is a female reproductive part, so it has female reproductive cells called the ova. Just like in the stamen has pollen. In the pollen grains it has the male reproductive cells because stamen is the male. So now let's learn about. We already learned about the ovary, so now let's learn about the style and stigma. The style and stigma, okay? So the style is a long tube. So here, this is the style. It's a long tube. This is the middle part of the carpel. So this is the carpel, right? So this is the carpel. So this is the middle part of the carpel. The middle part of the carpel is the style over here, okay? It is a long tube-like structure, okay? Next, stigma. Stigma. It's a small disc-like structure at the tip of the style. So at the tip, there's a small disc-like structure at the tip of the style. So at the tip of the style, there is a small disc-like structure called the stigma. Okay. Next, it receives the pollen grains. So first, the pollen grains are dropped in the anther, and then from the anther, the pollen grains go to the top of the stigma. So the stigma receives the pollen grains. Next, stigma has hair-like structures or sticky surfaces to trap pollen grains. Okay, so stigma has hair-like structures or sticky surfaces, so it can trap pollen grains. So the insects come and pollinate them, right? So the stigma has a sticky surface to trap the pollen grains. Okay, so that's all about style stigma. So we learned about all the parts of a flower, the 4 parts of a flower and the 4 roles of a flower. So I hope you understand. Thanks for watching Chitku's Classroom.
Thank you for watching Chitku's Classroom.